Westerns are one of those genres that can do any other genre. There are Western comedies like Blazing Saddles, Western horror films like Bone Tomahawk, there are dramatic buddy films like Rio Bravo, there's Western sci-fi like Westworld, there's even a blaxploitation Western called, let's just call it Boss. Musicals, rom-coms, gay romances, it can do everything. So when people tell me they don't like Westerns, my first thought is, you don't like movies? Welcome to Exploitation Reviews, and me, Rob, and today I'm taking a look at Hot Spur from 1968. This is one of the few Roughies in color, and one of the very few Roughies which is also a Western. It comes to us from legendary exploitation filmmaker Lee Frost. He's the guy that made the quintessential Roughie with The Defilers, and he made other things too, like House on Bear Mountain and Love Camp 7, and even The Black Gestapo. Yeah, the guy was a legend who worked in all kinds of exploitation subgenres in the 60s and 70s. Let's see what he did out west. We open on the two most dangerous things the Wild West had to offer.
Guns! White people!
That's right, these cowboys enter a bar of some sort, the super low budget sort mostly. They aren't too nice to the staff. They're a little handsy with the lady, and they only offer to pay the stable boy 1 penny apiece for taking care of the horses. Then they get more than a little handsy, and the guy playing the guitar doesn't even do anything. But the stable boy hears the screams, and he remembers this other attack that he had witnessed, and this inspires him to action.
Yeah, that's when I decided to take the law into my own hands.
Unfortunately for our diminutive stable boy, these cowboys are considerably stronger than he is, and they make him watch. During the assault, various clothes are ripped off and various body parts are exposed, and naturally, with a rather large emphasis on natural, that's nothing you can see here on YouTube.
Man, I just work here.
But of course, we don't have to stay here. You can now support the channel on Patreon and get access to spicy versions of my reviews. Link is in the description. Thankfully, some guy shows up and puts a stop to the assault. He seems to be the boss of these cowpokes, and the stable boy recognizes that ring he's wearing. And title card. After the credits, which are kinda cool in that bonanza kind of way, we're at O'Hare Ranch. Back in the Wild West, these were far more common than the O-shaved ranch. Whew, yeah, pretty bad. The stable boy from the beginning shows up and asks for a job. Odd, he would want to work with the cowboys who roughed up the lady at the bar he had worked at, but it's all part of the plan. That night, the cowboys play cards and then play with the ladies who are hanging out in the bunkhouse. This scene turns into a writhing mass of, this time, consensual flesh, but even that is nothing that YouTube wants us to talk about, so let's move on to something it doesn't mind us talking about. Like political misinformation and rage bait designed to weaken Western democracies. Or this 50-year-old movie, we can do that too. So the stable boy overhears the ranch owner arguing with his wife. She doesn't like his womanizing, and he doesn't like her attitude. Meanwhile, his attitude towards women is quite enlightened for the time.
Don't you ever turn your back on me.
Who the hell do you think you are?
I'll tell you who I am. I'm a man.
I said for the time. Anyway, the stable boy sees all of this and is again plagued by memories of some cowboys attacking someone. It's still not clear exactly who this is at this point in the movie, though. The next day, the rancher's wife goes for a ride and the stable boy kidnaps her. She runs away almost immediately, but he quickly catches her. How did she not see him? They're in a field. I guess that's what they mean by movie magic. So the plan is to use the wife as bait. Bait for revenge. Oh, and then finally we find out what that memory is all about. These visions that have been torturing him throughout the movie are memories of what some cowboys did to his 17-year-old sister. He has hunted down and killed all of the men who did it except one. The man with the ring, the owner of the ranch. And that's enough out of me as far as plot goes. Let's talk some highlights. Well, this movie might make you question your vegetarianism because there are some truly spectacular meats on display here. From air-dried steaks to whiskey marinades to spit-roasted Texas barbecue. I
can't believe you, Rob.
Virginia Gordon is a particular highlight.
She appeals to me.
You know, I'm a simple man. After a large, meaty meal, I like to sit down on my sofa and watch an abuser get shot in his stupid face.
He's dead.
I'm a sucker for revenge tales. They're just the right kind of satisfying, you know? But that being said, this isn't the best revenge movie. Like a cowpoke and a bunkhouse poke, this movie has some shortcomings. Well, one of the things I like about traditional westerns is the beautiful scenery. The desert scenery in something like The Searchers is just breathtaking. Of course, that's a big budget movie, but even a low budget movie like The Shooting looks amazing. Hot Spur does not look amazing. Lee Frost also did the camera work, and he's a rather claustrophobic cameraman. A lot of his stuff is shot with a fairly wide-angle lens and in something close to 4:3 aspect ratio, and he got right up in the actors' faces with his camera. In his noir picture, The Pickup, this works really well. Here, less so. In a Western, I'd much prefer that wide-angle lens is something close to a 2.4:1 aspect ratio and pointed at a beautiful natural vista. Partly due to how it's filmed, Hot Spur doesn't even really feel much like a Western. This story would have worked just as well with motorcycles and apartment buildings as it does with horses and shacks. But that's just me, Western fanboy that I am, being a little nitpicky. It doesn't really speak to the quality of the film. As far as that goes, this movie is relentlessly bleak and nasty, so it's not for everyone. There are no good guys here. Even our hero, the stable boy, is a monster. I don't want to get too spoilery, but I guarantee you will not like him.
Would you like to kill yourself? I'll let you, if you want to.
And so you might wonder, why watch something like this? Well, it's interesting. I mean, there aren't too many Westerns like this. There is zero romanticizing of the West here. Quite the opposite, really. I mean, talk about a revisionist Western. Ooh, boy. This one is definitely revisionist. In fact, there aren't too many movies like this just in general. I mean, it is uncompromising in its commitment to nihilism and nastiness. I mean, it's like something straight out of the brain of a Republican.